2025 and 2026 might just redefine Nikon's mirrorless era. Not with one, but 5 powerhouse cameras designed to rewrite how professionals, creators, and dreamers capture the world. From retro rebirths to flagship monsters, this is Nikon's next wave, a roadmap of innovation, speculation, and cinematic ambition. You're watching Alt Buzz, where we bring you the sharpest rumors and most trusted leaks in the world of cameras and innovation. If you love camera rumors dissected with care, subscribe now, because what follows is a journey through Nikon's most ambitious vision yet. Let's begin. At number 5, Nikon ZF Mark II. What happens when nostalgia meets next-generation imaging? You get the Nikon ZF Mark II, a camera that whispers the past but roars into the future. The ZF Mark II is expected to arrive by September 2026, following Nikon's traditional 3-year product cycle. And it could be Nikon's boldest fusion of style and substance yet. A spiritual successor to the beloved ZF, this model may carry a 24-megapixel full-frame backside illuminated CMOS sensor, though some whispers suggest a 33-megapixel bump. Powered by the EXPEED 8 processor, the ZF Mark II aims to bring advanced artificial intelligence autofocus, 7-stop IBIS stabilization, and potentially 6K 60 frames per second NRAW video. The kind of cinematic muscle no one expected wrapped in a retro body. Think of it as Nikon's answer to, what if the golden age of photography met the YouTube generation? Dual card slots, one CF Express Type B and one SD, might make their way in, and the 3.2-inch tilting touchscreen ensures modern ergonomics stay intact. The burst speed? 20 frames per second. Respectable for a camera that's more about soul than speed. Price? Around $2,699 body only, placing it in the premium enthusiast tier. But the real magic is the design philosophy: mechanical dials, metal finish, tactile feel. A reminder that photography is as much about emotion as technology. For creators, vloggers, or purists, the ZF Mark II could be the bridge between heritage and high-end hybrid shooting. If Nikon nails the 6K recording and artificial intelligence autofocus, this could become the most desirable character camera on the market. The September 2026 release gives Nikon plenty of time to refine the formula, balancing retro aesthetics with cutting-edge performance. Now, the ZF Mark II celebrates style and heritage. But what if Nikon took that same philosophy and condensed it into something smaller, lighter, and designed for the everyday creator? That's where our next camera comes in. A compact powerhouse that might just redefine what DNA affordable hybrid really means. At number 4, Nikon Z80. Imagine the power of a Z8, shrunk down, simplified, and made for creators on the move. That's the vision behind the Nikon Z80, expected to launch in mid-2026. This rumored DNA Mini Z8 hybrid camera could pack a 24-megapixel full-frame, backside illuminated CMOS sensor, though other reports hint at an APS-C version with partial stacking. Either way, Nikon's goal seems clear: deliver a lightweight, creator-friendly camera with real professional DNA. Inside, the EXPEED 7 processor drives the action. 20 frames per second burst for stills, 4K 60 frames per second video recording. 6-stop IBIS keeps things steady. Dual SD card slots make storage affordable and flexible. And a 3-inch touchscreen wraps it all in a compact body priced around $1,999. That's an entry point for enthusiasts who want full-frame performance without flagship prices. The Z80 could become Nikon's sweet spot, the perfect balance between affordability and creative freedom, a camera for vloggers, travel photographers, and hybrid shooters who want pro-level stabilization and color science without the bulk. There's an ongoing debate: full frame or APS-C? If Nikon goes APS-C, expect slightly smaller sensors, but faster readouts and lighter lenses. A smart move for mobility-focused creators. If it stays full frame, the Z80 could rival Sony's A7C series directly. Either way, this model would mark Nikon's serious return to the everyday creator market, a territory long dominated by Canon's R6 series and Sony's Alpha Compacts. The mid-2026 timeframe positions it perfectly as Nikon's answer to the growing demand for compact, capable hybrid cameras that don't compromise on quality. And Nikon's recent success with the ZF proves there's real demand for cameras that blend practicality with artistry. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want more insider camera news like this, hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps these deep dives coming. And trust me, what's ahead gets even more exciting. Now, the Z80 promises balance and portability. But for those who crave even more speed, more reach, more frames per second, Nikon might have something else brewing. Something built specifically for the wildlife shooter, the sports photographer, the one who needs a camera that moves as fast as their subject. Enter the beast of the APS-C world. At number 3, Nikon Z90. If you've ever wished for a DNA Mini Z9 that doesn't break the bank, this one's for you. Meet the Nikon Z90, an APS-C flagship that could redefine the wildlife and sports category. Expected to drop around mid-2026, with some whispers suggesting it could arrive even earlier in 2025. This camera is designed for those who need reach, speed, and reliability, without full-frame prices. Here's what we're hearing. A 33-megapixel stacked APS-C DX CMOS sensor, EXPEED 7 processor, artificial intelligence subject detection autofocus, 30 frames per second continuous burst, 4K 120 frames per second video, 7-stop IBIS, dual UHS 2 card slots, a 3-inch tilting touchscreen, body price around $1,499. That's not a hobbyist setup, that's near pro territory. The Z90 could become the camera that finally gives APS-C shooters pro-level power. The 1.5 times crop factor makes it perfect for wildlife photographers, sports shooters, or birders who crave reach without lugging massive telephoto glass. Think of it as the Z9's younger, faster, lighter cousin, bringing flagship autofocus and burst speeds to the APS-C range. Industry insiders mention a high-performance DX camera with a 32 to 36 megapixel sensor on the horizon, aimed squarely at sports and wildlife shooters who want the advantages of crop sensor reach. The positioning makes sense. APS-C sensors deliver extra reach for telephoto work, and at $1,499, the Z90 would offer incredible value for speed-focused photographers. If the early 2025 leak proves true, we might see this camera sooner than expected, giving Nikon a powerful entry in the APS-C flagship space ahead of schedule. So we've talked speed and reach. But speed isn't everything. Some photographers don't need 30 frames per second. They need something else entirely. They need detail, resolution, the kind of image quality that lets you zoom in forever and still find sharpness. For those creators, Nikon is building a resolution master, a camera that prioritizes pixels over pace. And if you're finding value in these deep breakdowns, the AltBuzz website is now live. Exclusive gear reports, rumors, and behind-the-scenes creative insights. Link in the description. At number 2, Nikon Z7 Mark III. What if you could shoot a photo so detailed it feels like you're stepping inside it? That's the promise of the Nikon Z7 Mark III, a high-resolution powerhouse designed for landscape artists, studio pros, and perfectionists. Expected to arrive in late 2025 or early 2026, the Z7 Mark III sits in the same family as the Z9, but targets a very different audience: those who crave resolution over speed. let's talk specs. A 67 megapixel stacked full-frame backside illuminated CMOS sensor, though some industry voices suggest Nikon might stick closer to 45.7 megapixels instead. EXPEED 7 processor, advanced artificial intelligence autofocus system, 20 frames per second continuous burst, 8K 30 frames per second video recording, 8-stop IBIS, dual CF express slots, a 3.2-inch articulating touchscreen. And here's where it gets really interesting. Pixel shift mode up to 268 megapixel output. Expected price, $3,299, body only. This camera is Nikon's statement to creators who demand every micro detail, from fashion studios to landscape professionals. With pixel shift multi-frame capture, the Z7 Mark III could theoretically produce images at 268 megapixel equivalent, an astonishing number for a mirrorless body. Whether Nikon opts for 67 megapixels or a more conservative 45.7 megapixel sensor with enhanced stacking technology, the Z7 Mark III is shaping up to be Nikon's stills first hybrid. Perfect for those who want cinematic video as a bonus, not the main act. This puts Nikon squarely against Sony's A7R Mark V and Canon's R5 Mark II, both high-resolution hybrids. But Nikon's secret weapon could be its color science and improved IBIS stabilization for handheld long exposure work. The late 2025 to early 2026 release window positions the Z7 Mark III as a serious contender for professional studio and landscape work, arriving just as Nikon's lens ecosystem continues to mature. If you're a photographer chasing perfection, this is the camera to watch, the one that could bring Nikon's high-resolution line back into the spotlight. The Z7 Mark III promises extraordinary detail for those who work deliberately, methodically, frame by frame. But for professionals who need everything, speed, resolution, video power, and reliability under the most extreme conditions, there's only one camera that matters. The camera that could define Nikon's future dominance. The one built not just for creators, but for the world's best professionals, the flagship, the titan, the king. At number 1, Nikon Z9 Mark II. Some cameras evolve, others conquer. The Nikon Z9 Mark II is built to conquer, slated for late 2025 or early 2026, strategically timed for the 2026 Winter Olympics. The Z9 Mark II represents Nikon's Olympic-class flagship mirrorless camera. Let me paint the picture. A 45.7 megapixel stacked full-frame CMOS sensor, now with a hybrid global shutter. That means zero rolling shutter distortion, even in the fastest motion. At its heart, the EXPEED 7 processor, powering every frame, every calculation. Artificial intelligence subject detection is sharper than ever, locking onto eyes, vehicles, birds, and animals with surgical precision. You're looking at up to 40 frames per second in RAW or a blistering 120 frames per second in JPEG. Video, 8K 60 frames per second internally RAW. And here's the headline: full red codec integration paired with Nikon's own N-Log color science. Inside, a 9-stop IBIS keeps things rock steady. Dual CF Express Type B slots for the serious shooters. And around back, a 3.2-inch fully articulating touchscreen built for both studio and fieldwork. Expected price, $5,999. Body only. The Z9 Mark II represents evolution at its finest. Nikon fine-tuning an already legendary system with better thermals, faster autofocus, and smarter subject detection. And the biggest leap? Red Digital Cinema integration. After Nikon acquired Red Digital Cinema, filmmakers started asking, will Nikon finally bridge the gap between cinema and photography? The Z9 Mark II might be the answer. Internal RAW video, red code workflow, and color precision once reserved for $20,000 cinema rigs. The timing is perfect. The 2026 Winter Olympics will be the proving ground, where sports photographers and cinematographers push equipment to its absolute limits. 8K 60 frames per second RAW generates heat, so Nikon's engineers are balancing thermals and power draw. Battery life, cooling systems, and the robust dual CF Express Type B setup all point to a camera designed for marathon professional use. If they deliver, the Z9 Mark II could become the most capable all-round hybrid flagship ever built. Why it matters? This is Nikon's Olympic flagship, designed for professional sports shooters, wildlife photographers, and cinematographers who demand reliability at the highest level. It's not about chasing specs. It's about proving Nikon belongs on the podium again. And the late 2025 to early 2026 release window ensures professionals have time to test, adapt, and prepare before the world's biggest sporting event. And that wraps up Nikon's 2025 to 2026 camera roadmap. 5 models that together paint a picture of where photography is heading. Which one excites you the most? The retro charm of the ZF Mark II arriving September 2026, the creator flexibility of the Z80 in mid-2026, the APS-C speed demon Z90 possibly dropping as early as 2026, the resolution master Z7 Mark III in late 2025, or the raw professional might of the Z9 Mark II, timed perfectly for the 2026 Winter Olympics? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. You've been watching Alt Buzz, your home for deep, intelligent camera storytelling. And visit the Alt Buzz website for exclusive early access, research materials, and production notes. Link in the description below. Until next time, keep creating, keep shooting, and remember, the best camera is the one that makes you fall in love with the frame all over again.